Hello and welcome to Locals Live. Today I'm here with Ninth Moon Black, and we have Aaron, Michael, Adam, Dana, and Eric here with us. So the first question I just kind of wanted to ask you guys today is, where do you draw inspiration from musically?
We all sort of have similar but differing sort of tastes in music, and so I think really like playing off of each other is kind of how the music for this band gets written.
Okay.
Somebody has an idea, the other person adds to it in a different way, So yeah, we inspire ourselves, I guess, as weird as that sounds to say.
I mean, there's 5 of you, so that absolutely makes sense. Kind
Sure.
of bounce ideas off of each other. So what does that creative process when you're writing music together kind of look like?
Similar to that, somebody will have a riff or an idea for a part, and then people will say, someone says, oh, I got a good idea for what could come after that, or I have this other part that would fit cool before that, or on top of that. Just kind of like Aaron usually says, kind of like layers, right?
We try to kind of plan layers and kind of build off of that, and I guess analyze those layers, make sure they all gel.
One thing that we enjoy doing that a lot of sort of bands in the genre do really well, and what we try to sometimes avoid, is just playing the same part and just having it get louder and louder to create sort of a dynamic. And instead, as the music builds, actually have the parts change rather than, kind of just playing this clean now with distortion, now with more distortion or whatever.
Okay. And all of you kind of take part in that process, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It helps too that Eric, he kind of multi-instrumentalist, does keyboards, samples, and then also guitar, so we can kind of work with 3 guitars.
3 guitars is fun.
I bet. So how did you guys form as a band?
I kind of started it years ago, but it was nothing like it is now, but it was just kind of, I knew I kind of had a vision of what I wanted to do, but it was nothing like we've become, I guess. And we've had a lot of member lineup changes over the years. Probably 8 previous members, I would say, at least.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty, I think your original stuff was really more industrial
Way
focused.
more industrial.
Yeah, drum machines.
Plus, I was just kind of an idiot trying to figure out how to record my own stuff.
You said when it started it was industrial. What does it kind of sound like now?
It's I don't know,
I don't think it really, we don't really try to stick to a certain style.
it's more mood, a moody thing, It's whatever the song feels like it wants to be like. We're not afraid to be pretty, not afraid to be dark. So yeah, it's more interesting, I think, than.
I don't think we really sit around and talk about stuff that we write as much as maybe some people do.
Yeah.
We just say,
just
check
happens.
this out, and then we start adding and layering to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that as you guys perform live, you kind of have some sort of visual going on, at least from what I've seen. Who makes that, and how does it add to your music?
We used to use random movies behind us that were
Eraserhead, we did.
Eraserhead and Begotten, and just kind of off the wall, black and white negative films and stuff. Actually, the movie Begotten got us in some trouble at one point, but now we have a good friend, Derek Farley. He's actually doing our live stuff for us, kind of getting it closer to coinciding with the music, kind of more spot on, I guess.
Okay.
So it's more similar to being a part of an instrument with it.
Yeah,
So.
it goes with the music a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool because he's there at performances, so he's live, able to change things as the music changes and stuff. So
Okay.
that's an interesting thing that we haven't had before. So
It's nice that you have so many people behind the scenes helping you out.
yeah.
So what upcoming shows do you have going on that we can look for?
We don't have one in June, but we do have one.
Well, we do have one in June. Yeah, we're playing in Portland in June. I don't want to say what for yet because I don't think it's for a festival that's not been announced.
Okay.
But yeah, look for that. We'll advertise it on our various social medias once it is.
Awesome.
But tomorrow, Portland, Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday,
So hopefully,
Seattle.
when you all see this, hopefully you came to our performances that you now know about.
So you've picked up quite the fan base over the years in the PNW. What does that kind of mean for you?
It's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, it's great to have people appreciate what we do and support what we do. I mean, we're going to do it regardless, but
Yeah.
that's how it is. I mean, we've always self-released everything and paid for everything. But it's awesome, to have people show up and appreciate what we do.
Doing
So,
what you love, can't go
Yeah.
wrong with
Yeah,
that.
it's great.
Yeah.
And do you guys have any fun, like, on tour kind of stories for me?
Friendly for on air, you mean?
Yes, friendly for on air.
I think, yeah, just like, I don't know. Tour's fun. We always have fun. We always try to tour with people we like, whether it be somebody we're bringing with us or a band that we're touring with. So, yeah, we always have a lot of fun. A lot of times where I like to tell the story that, probably because I was driving and I feel like I sort of saved our day and probably our lives. I think I saved all of our lives.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
I believe that.
But we were coming out of San Francisco on Highway 80, and it was like a B250 Dodge. And middle of that highway, there's like 5 lanes or something each way on
super
that highway,
narrow.
and people are going California fast. Front driver's side tire blew out, and so that was pretty terrifying. Our drummer at the time, Casey, was asleep in the back and just about like jumped through the roof when it happened.
Oh no.
But
Forgot about that.
that wasn't fun. But then we made it fun because we were stuck on the side of the road. It's like 95 degrees, waiting for the tow truck for hours, and we were out of water. And so the only thing that was cooler was champagne. So we were just sitting on the side of the road drinking champagne and having a good time.
Sure, that made it a whole lot more bearable.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it would have been nice to have water.
That's fair.
Overrated.
And so, what are some of your favorite local bands? I know that you guys said that you've toured with a few bands that you've gotten along well with. If you wanted to shout them out, or
So the shows that we're playing this weekend are with good friends of ours. Usnia, we've played with a number of times, and the people in the band are from bands that we've played with, but like back in the day. The Zeke was in the Mackay, right?
Amarok.
Amarok, yeah.
I've known those guys for like 25
Yeah,
years
yeah.
or something crazy.
Yeah, and then we haven't actually played a show with them. We're playing in Seattle with and they're a super rad band. We're excited to do that.
awesome. Do you guys personally have any new music that you're working on in the works right now?
This guy over there,
He's
he's
got a
been
lot of ideas.
I've
pumping
got
out the
a
riffs.
lot of things. I've recently acquired a custom guitar, and it's been a very high inspiration for me. So I've got
Okay.
a ton of stuff recorded that we're going to be coming out with. Not changing our sound or anything, but I'd say expanding it.
Lots of new pedals too.
Yeah,
Effects
fun
and
pedal.
things.
Yeah, that's true. New gear, lots
We
of new
like-
gear.
yeah.
So
Toys, musical toys.
And lastly, the last question I wanted to ask is, what do you kind of want an audience to take away from when listening to your music?
Whatever they want, really,
Any specific feeling they're supposed to kind of get from it?
I think if we can make someone feel positive based on anything we do, that's a huge deal for me. So
Yeah, I'd echo that. It's up for interpretation, of course, but there's something about the music that has like an uplifting, even in some of the heavier, more dissonant moments. It comes across, for me, I take away, and I hope others can take away, as just, something positive that, might inspire them to go do something else and whatever they got going on in their life, and maybe that helps support it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. You performed amazing, and we loved having you.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
Thanks so much.
No problem.